today we finally have a glimpse of just what those shiny new consoles we purchased are capable of, and it did not disappoint. Now first, some basics on what we saw and the platforms that GTA 6 will launch on come 2025. The trailer is a development work in progress build, likely running on the PlayStation 5, but GTA 6 will also ship on Xbox Series X and Series S as confirmed by Rockstar when their trailer launched. It's been in development since at least 2018 when Red Dead Redemption 2 launched, but possibly longer. The same Rockstar Advanced Game Engine is running it, although it will likely be a significantly enhanced and evolved version that will be designed around the capabilities of the current generation. As before, the new GTA will not initially launch on PC and no date was provided for when that will happen. So we can at least be confident that we're looking at real-time PS5 Series X gameplay. The footage was capped at 30 FPS, but I would almost guarantee that this will be a 30 FPS target for all three current consoles, which is not a bad thing at all, and I think the results reflect that it was the correct choice. Regardless, it's far too soon to worry about performance yet, especially when we have so much beauty on offer. So let's get into it. Looking at the trailer, the internal base resolution appears to be 2560 by 1440 and is likely using a reconstruction solution within that engine to produce a 3840 by 2160 output. From a visual stability and clarity perspective, I have no concerns here, and I've long held the view that 1440 to 1620p is the perfect balance of pixel quality versus quantity. But enough on the least interesting aspect of the engine. What about those brand new features? Well, as mentioned, this is an upgraded version of Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5 engine, and the current generation updates of those games have already given us a taste of what to expect. Ray trace shadows and reflections appear prominently within the trailer as we see self-reflections of raucous crowds on those porcelain paint jobs and bikini-clad girls in pools, although planar reflections are a possibility here. Car wing mirrors reflect the bodywork, and flying flamingos is a nod to Miami Vice. We can see a high level of material quality and reflectance across wet streets, polished cars, and even carbon fiber weave. This is also a great area to show the level of Fresnel used across the surfaces. As the car and the girl's dress move in the scene, the level of reflectance changes with the angle of incidence and lighting. This also appears to mix and or fall back to standard screen space reflections, as you can see evidence of disocclusion artifacts during some shots, as the object is occluded whilst off screen. The balance here is likely that a limited subset of the scene's geometry is built into a reflectance data set. This is then traversed via the bounding volume hierarchy as rays are cast into the scene, meaning we will get all included objects within this BVH reflected by a lower level of detail proxy, and then anything else not within this data set is picked up via SSR or good old fashioned cube maps. The shadow solution is likely using a similar mixed method of ray traced objects that is simply stunning. The trailer footage had signs of contact hardening and umbra and penumbra feathering from both the sun and electric light sources, and as per the GTA 5 update, these look to mix with cascaded shadow maps, which allow a long range of lower quality shadows to be mixed with the pixel precise ray trace ones. These create that strong CGI look that the trailer has from all objects within the scene, with characters self-shadowing on their arms, faces and interiors. These are bolstered further with a robust ambient occlusion method, which may be a byproduct of the ray trace shadows and improved screen space solution such as HBAO, or even just a mixture of the two. The results are quite staggering, with almost no signs of flicker and dithering or issues in the micro and macro details. Now, I did note a couple of close-up interiors that had some shadow flicker, but like ambient occlusion, Rockstar could also be using screen space shadows to help ground all small and distant objects within each of the plentiful shots. With such a limited amount of footage to evaluate, it is impossible to know all the techniques deployed here, but mixing shadow maps with screen space shadows is a good solution for two main reasons. One, they lessen the cost of the expensive ray trace ones, which balances performance with quality, and two, they become a great baseline for the Series S, which will almost certainly lose out on all ray tracing effects. But the fallback solution still provides a confident technique that delivers a close, high quality. Now, one big reason GTA 6 looks so solid and impressive in this trailer is the phenomenal lighting quality throughout. From the man-made neons in clubs at night to the bright sunshine of the packed beaches, the light reactions across sand, buildings, palm trees, skin, hair and water all look accurate and convincing. The extensive use of global illumination has been a key area of the Rockstar engine since GTA 5 and was improved with Red Dead Redemption 2. Here we see the next evolution of that system, which is also enhanced by clever use of post effects such as faux VHS dither, perspective warping, and that fan favourite chromatic aberration. What we get is a soft diffused light that bounces off sand mounds and concrete floors, mixed with tight and highly specular dresses, car bonnets, and even sunglasses. The long views of the Miami and Florida inspired locations highlight subsurface scattering through the deep blue below as a plane flies by. These look close to shots from the excellent Microsoft Flight Simulator, only here you can fly right down and dive in to cool off. The use of bounce light, be it baked into an image-based solution as per previous games or a more involved ray tracing one, produces impressive results nonetheless, as we see from dark occlusion under cars as they drive by to high glare and irradiance bounce on shop interiors. The accuracy and consistency of the lighting solution leaves talk of ray tracing a moot point, as the material and object reactions look much closer to an offline render than a real-time game. This is even more prominent in the characters. The opening shot of the lead character Lucia brings many of these techniques together perfectly, as she stands by the frosted glass of the prison door. Soft burnt orange sunlight bleeds in and provides a red edge light to her skin and hair, emphasizing the subsurface scattering extends to skin and hair, but also drastically increases her hair quality. We see full spline based rendering in many of the main characters here as her hair swings and bobs, and we also see this in the curly locks of the parole officer as her hair bobs and intercollides during this brief shot. Later in the trailer, we see a variety of hairstyles and features, but purely in the interest of a technical analysis, the long blonde hair of the poolside bikini poser is the most impressive yet, and brings many of these elements discussed into a crystallized view. With full hair simulation that not only carries full physics of movement, but almost faultless character model and self collision. It genuinely looks as good as a baked simulation. It swirls around with both weight and momentum. The various colours and layers have an isotropic reflectance across the strands, and they self-occlude and cast pixel accurate shadows on themselves and the girl's face and shoulders. These then drape and curve around her shoulders and hands as she poses. The dynamic natural quality of this is staggering, and it's backed up by not only the motion captured animation throughout this and the trailer, but also the sheer density and skinning of the character models. In such a close quarter and very difficult moveset on show here, we have perfect skin deformation on the neck, elbows, shoulders and fingers. In fact, the only notable issues here are some clipping of her hair on the bikini top and the lack of reflectance of hair in the sunglasses. Wrapping up this short and fast look is one of the often missed aspects of many of these trailers and why they work so well. The rendering, lighting, shadows and overall material work here is top tier, and I think it's safe to say the best we have seen on the current generation thus far. But what really blurs the line between CGI and real is the exquisite attention to detail and effort in the animation, the physics, the world density and streaming quality. From every shot, be it a twerking star atop a car roof, a mud-hungry hillbilly rock salute, or a hammer-wielding grandma captured on an emulated phone camera, everything you see in the trailer looks consistent and authentic. The police bodycam footage of the raid, the startled shoppers fleeing from the alligator, or the crotch-grabbing apology, it's almost faultless and pristine. No obvious animation set blends, no lighting errors or flickering shadows, no glowing textures or flat-looking surfaces. The look and feel of GTA 6 is undoubtedly a tremendous amount of effort from all involved, and I've only scratched the surface on what we've been allowed to see here. The volumetric smoke that samples light and shadows, the staggering draw distance across many of the long shots, and general lack of pop-in. While a hand-picked trailer should always flatter to present a game in the best lightware possible, this is only the beginning, I feel, of what the team at Rockstar have in store. The water simulation, tessellated mud, the overblown lighting and fuzzy camera shots that could fool you into thinking it was just recorded on a potato for real. The trailer appears to have so many areas teased, and the sheer scale and variety GTA 6 promises to offer means the next trailer could and will likely highlight completely new aspects and visual and gameplay techniques not touched on in this stunner. Rockstar always takes its time to deliver the goods, and with this likely being the only GTA game for this generation, and probably the next 2 generations in fact, this reveal certainly has grabbed the attention of audiences worldwide. GTA is back, baby. And that's it for Sea, Sun and System previews. If you enjoyed this GTA 6 performance preview, then keep it IGN, and we'll catch you on the next one.